All in favor? Okay. Let's do the Budget Committee meeting, report, the committee.
Yeah.
Hello, Betty. Let's do the minutes of the meeting first, because I'm not expecting to until like 7:15.
Yeah.
Has everyone got a chance to read the
everything.
minutes? If not, we can.
Not quite
Which one would you like us to start with, 6-8, the one that
So
we
the
have?
one, we have one thing?
The 6-8 one was on page.
All right, let's look at the 6-8 one first, please.
Yeah.
When we get to the back.
Yeah.
As quickly as
I'll
we
check.
can move through these things.
So it would be
Without
nice.
the banging in the back of the machine there. Okay, everyone, 6-8.
That was tricky.
There's another sign?
Yeah.
Another sign.
Would you like me to recopy that, Becky? I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys had
No,
that
that's-
two-sided.
No, this is,
Oh, this is something
this
else?
was the 6-8 one. I don't think there's much to go over on that one. It's pretty solid.
Gonna make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the 6-8 minutes as is.
All in favor? All right, next one, this will be the 125. Might take a minute. I've
Sorry
actually
about
read it.
Everybody's changes are in there, and I made a couple also as I read it over, so. See if we
This is 2-1, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness.
Tomorrow's Groundhog's Day.
It's my favorite holiday tomorrow.
Their birthday.
All right, I'm gonna say something.
My nephew's birthday and my niece's wedding.
I don't care if I receive the shadow or not, it's still 6 more weeks.
So when we had
This conversation.
Yeah, it's a good change. He just, is he just?
You did a nice job with these minutes, Becky.
Help from my friends.
You did a nice job.
It takes a village, you know?
Included the chief salary last year and the assistant chief salary last year.
Should be the assistant chiefs.
I think it's the assistant chief.
Okay,
Right.
let's look at
Sorry.
that. No, that's okay. What line are we?
Where it says on call, it says $24,000 budget included the chief's salary last year, but it didn't, it included assistant chiefs.
Okay, thank you.
What number is that?
125.16.
No,
Bo, I don't know.
Oh, there it is, it's $50. No, that amount, for the chief salary, because that would be 47,000.
Right.
Okay. So this, yeah, the assistant chief, the deputy chief is 78,000, so that makes more sense.
Right. But last year, it said, maybe deputy chief or something,
In the
and they
minutes.
left that at 0, right, last year?
That's one of the changes I made, that's one of the ones I
Right.
Okay.
did. In the minutes, yeah, that's.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah.
Oh, I corrected the previous line where I just had assistant chief. I thought you were correcting the terminology. Okay.
As long as-
All right. That's good. I'm glad you walked looking at it.
On the last page, the minutes for 125, meeting were approved.
Oh, and it should be 17 also. On the first page. The minutes, oh, that would be 18. Sorry about that.
On the first page, there's,
Up at the top, I did the old checkbook error.
Oh,
Yeah. Those are easy to fix. That should be an EMT. The chaplain is trained to be an EMT.
He actually, Kevin passed the EMT, and he's a trained firefighter.
I'm gonna change that in the name.
Okay. That's cool. Well, just letting you know.
Well, that's what Dan said. I hope the townspeople use these because there's so much information.
That's how I ended up here. I started reading minutes online and just trying to get more involved, and then I came down one day and said, hey, how do I get involved? And Mandy popped up from the corner. Well, there's an empty seat on the budget committee. And
Brad.
They were trying to fill that for a while, yeah.
so, yeah, it's good.
Does anyone have any other changes they want to add to the minutes for 125?
I have not seen anything as of the moment, but
There were 2 changes, is that correct?
Three or four.
Becky, could you just,
Three.
would you just tell us what they
Okay.
are again?
At the top, it's 17, not 16.
So it is.
It is.
Thank you.
I'll have to change that on my computer.
Under emergency
And
service.
under on-call, on emergency services, the first bullet, the budget included the deputy chief's
Yes.
salary.
Okay.
Okay, and then, under chaplain.
Yep.
He's trained to be an EMT, not an EMT. And on the last page, it's the minutes for 1/18/17 were approved.
The minutes for what? I'm sorry.
1/18/17 instead, this is one, these are the minutes for 125.
Okay. Okay. We could, I make a motion to accept the minutes as, with changes.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? So moved. All right, let's go into, through old business. Christine is ill, she can't be here tonight. So We're going to have to wait to discuss the transfer station. She also wanted you to know that she is meeting with, Robert, thank you. I keep forgetting, I don't know.
Robert.
They're meeting with Robert on Monday, I believe, is that correct? And that should, and now they will then be clarifying some of the stuff for themselves so they can bring it to us. I will talk to Christine after that meeting, or maybe I'll even go to the meeting, and then figure out when a good time for them to come to us. The other thing is that I think that I can make a motion on how I believe it should go with the problem that we had last week with being charged, where you were being charged. It has always been, and I believe that it should be, although it does not say in our bylaws, whatever, that the chair is the one that would be going to the treasurer. Due to the fact that the treasurer has many hours in her day, I think that one person going and representing this committee would be good. He's more than happy to meet with us at any time, but when any of you would be going, he would not see you as me. He would see you as a person from the community, and that, I believe, is how that got charged. Having said that, going forward, I will go. If you have a question, call me up. I'll call Jordan. I'll make an appointment with him. I'll go in and I'll see him. Because there's a mistake on one little line does not mean that the bottom line, which is really what we're voting on, is wrong. So, I mean, don't think that that's going to make a big difference in the budget, because it doesn't. If it should be on this line instead of that line, it's still on a line. So, we like to fix mistakes, and we can do it in here as we go through the budgets. We've done that for years. We said, oh, this should be there, and then we go, oh yeah, and then it gets changed. Then it goes back, and before it comes back out to us, it goes out, they make the changes. So it really doesn't have to go to him prior to the meeting. We can bring that out in our meeting, as we always did. And then they take it back and he fixes it if there's a problem. Are there any questions?
It's good clarification.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Is that a motion to change the bylaws or to add to the bylaws?
I don't think we
I think we're confused. I don't know where this came from.
This was what was voted on.
No, it was not.
Well,
It's the first thing we got.
That's
It was
right.
in here, the Budget Committee
That's a
Establishment Ordinance, which we got at the very beginning.
Yeah.
If you look at this doesn't do anything.
Because what she's seen,
Let's
what
say
she
we all
got,
have the
that's all
red one.
I've gotten.
Which
And
one?
at the very beginning, I wasn't part
I know
of
you
this
weren't
budget
here.
committee, and I still don't have it, and that's
Well,
all
we
I've been
can give it to you,
asking.
we can get it for you tonight.
We had this,
the
It's-
proper one.
yes,
Right.
it's
So-
signed, it's voted on. I don't know where this came from.
Royce just
So
handed them
anyone who
out.
has the bylaws needs to toss it.
Well, yeah, because this is what we voted
Okay,
on.
so all of
that's
these
what-
bylaws things that he just gave us have
I
been
don't know, yeah, because
tossed?
that's,
Yes, because this,
Okay.
when,
Because
last
that's
time,
confusing.
Then we voted on both.
on these bylaws,
Yeah.
well, that's not what was
that's
given
not the
to
one
us
that was true
signed.
and attested.
That's right.
No, this is what was attested, so.
That's-
Okay, so could I get a copy
Yes,
of
you
that?
can, of course you can.
Thank
You
you.
need a copy too?
You have it.
And is
Just make
it,
sure.
no, not this new one, you just gave me this right here, and she's saying this is not correct.
No, she says
Because
open it.
bylaws.
This was given to us, one of our first meetings, it was in the pile.
Okay.
Signed by Mandy.
Yeah,
Right,
it
well,
says
that's,
vote.
yeah, and that's fine, but like I said, I wasn't here then,
I'm
so I-
sorry you didn't get it.
Yeah, okay, so this one does say Mandy, it's,
Yes.
I don't see it signed, but
And
is
here,
it signed?
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I
No, I mean,
have
you
the
said
digital
this one,
format
I
of
just
it
seen it.
where it's true and attested.
Is it just because it was
This is the
light?
one that
I don't
says
know where
ordinance
the
on
other
it.
one came from, or that was one was made, if you remember last year, we had one that was thrown around.
We were working
We
on
had
it for a
several
couple
of them, and
meetings.
this is,
Yeah.
and this
And that
is
was
the one we
one
got.
Okay, so that's this right here, and she just, Becky
Okay.
just gave me a copy
So
of it.
the bylaws, needs
got
to
Yeah.
move down on the floor.
It was the ordinance,
He
I don't
said,
know.
he said that passed, so that's what he,
Correct, signed by Mandy. This passed, the ordinance, this is bylaws, I don't know what this is. This is one of the things I think we talked about. Remember, we were making changes and all that stuff?
How many members?
But then, this is what we voted on.
Yeah, Mandy went and did a lot of these ordinances
Right,
before she left. Mandy did a lot of these, it wasn't just ours.
right.
And if she has the signature, it's the one that we were given. And when I actually came in, because I had 2 copies, I'm like, uh-oh, what's what now?
Yeah,
And I came in and this came out of the computer, so it is in fact.
okay, so
You
Becky
get a
just
copy,
gave me
there's
this.
my copy. if
And
someone
prior
wants
to
make
this,
it.
Royce gave me the bylaws one, and prior to that, I had nothing.
what is
So,
that?
this
The
one
ordinance.
is the ordinance, yeah, so this is the wording. And does this,
Oh, what?
this
Copy of the sheet.
outlines on here that, you can't talk to the treasurer?
Just to
You
clarify, no,
can talk to the treasurer, but you're talking to the treasurer as a
Citizen.
citizen, I guess. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you can go talk to him.
Well, and that's what I just wanted to say too, I reviewed the tape too, and you asked me that, and I was like, of course I talked to him, so, because I live here, so that's what I was kind of trying to say, like, yeah, I did talk to him as a citizen, I mean, I'm a member of the board too, but I did talk to him,
And
because I live here, I'm not like from out of town, and I wasn't trying to be fresh, but that's what I thought you were asking me.
Oh, no.
So,
I wasn't trying to be cheap.
yeah, so.
Okay, so I think
Anyway.
that's settled.
So does that say in there exactly what you just outlined, so there doesn't have to be any
No,
changes
it does
made
not.
for
Does not.
future
It's
clarification?
not, but I made a clarification at this point.
Doesn't
For
say
this,
that.
and can we agree on that as, until I can get it put in writing?
I
I
think-
don't know how to do it.
I think if you motion it and it goes into the meeting.
I would like to do it that way.
Yeah.
I
think
make a
that's-
motion, I accept the explanation of how it should go if we want to contact the,
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you very much.
and just before we move on, to clarify, this does read ordinance, and this was, you got a copy of the one that Mandy signed,
Okay.
though it's kind of faded.
So that's the
This
one
is
that
the
we're
correct
going by.
That's what we voted on.
Yes.
Thank you, because I have too many.
I know, no, don't feel bad, when I had like a stack of them that I had from other towns too, like Sabatis and.
Right, right.
So looking at it, yeah.
So,
Okay,
it took a
that's
while to
great.
figure that out.
Thank you.
Great, thank you all
For
very much.
clarifying that, I appreciate it very
I
much.
believe so, yeah.
Okay. Is there any other, I still have an answer on the Conservation Committee. I don't know when we'll find out, but any other old business that anyone is aware of that we haven't done?
Actually, on Monday, they talked about the Conservation Commission a little bit at the Selectmen's meeting, and, what came out was, Christine had done some research and I had done some research, 2 different places, but they both agreed that as long, that it should be like a separate fund, and it has to be maintained as a fund, it can't be like part of their budget. So I don't know how they're gonna work on all of that, but that was the way that it was discussed, that they have to make that scholarship a fund, and it has to be.
And that kind of was our recommendation too, I think.
But it can be actually put as a warrant article on the ballot to create that fund and to put money in it. But it
From the
has to
town?
be separate, yeah, from the
Oh,
town,
okay.
because they are a conservation commission of the town. So that can go on the ballot there under a warrant article, but it really should be separate from their budget, and it should create a fund and then place that money in the
So
fund
they
for a
would-
scholarship.
So they would have to reach out to the selectmen with the article language to have the blessing to put it on the ballot essentially.
Right, and like I said, Christine had found that from one
Yeah,
place, and I had found the exact same information from
Paul, do
another.
you know who's
Please,
gonna
so.
talk to John about what he wants to do in the Conservation Commission? No, okay. I don't know who's gonna talk to John either. When Christine feels better, I'll talk to her, and then we'll get back to John and see what he's gonna do, and I'll let you know what he's decided. When we get the final budget, then it will not be in there. Because they're gonna have to decide on the other thing, which is none to do with us. So
Right,
the final budget coming back to us should not have that in there. I guess we
In
could,
theory.
it'd be $150 less, the budget. Okay? Good, thank you. I can't think of any other old business.
I actually had some more things.
Okay.
What did, no, I wasn't here that day, I was ill that day, but what did you decide on the $100 stipend for Jenn Griffin's phone through the planning board?
They reduced it.
No, I think they left it in, didn't they?
They
Maybe you
reduced
can
it.
tell.
That original budget line was, prior year, $500 or $600, I don't have the number right in front of me. And that was because at the time, she didn't have an office here.
Right,
During the discussion, the Board of Selectmen basically discovered that they should at least put that $100 stipend in there for a cell phone, because she's not always in the office, and she is receiving phone calls from individuals regarding subdivisions, processes for planning boards, and what have you.
Okay.
Christine basically wanted to leave that in there as if Jen feels she needs to get the cell phone, if things start to boom out of control, that it's there for her to use.
okay,
not,
if
it's
she
just
chooses to use it,
Exactly.
but she may not necessarily
Right.
feel.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Because she said she didn't call, say she was gonna try to come in here and.
to try and make
Right.
all calls from here, but
And I think
Christine,
that's what we were suggesting,
right. So basically, it's there in case.
but it's less than the original budget.
Right, because the original line was like $600 and it dropped to 100, so.
Good. So that's settled. So when we see it, it will be $100.
Right.
We hold on it. Anything else?
That was
Anybody
all I
else?
had to add.
All business?
Yeah, and that was it.
I mean,
From minutes
transfer
also.
station, we gotta wait till next time, so.
Yes, we do.
Well, I read
unfortunately.
it, but I wasn't really quite
Um,
sure.
New business,
I didn't
okay.
understand.
Well, I told Tommy about 7:15, because I wanted to try and get this part of the meeting over with, and I thought Christine would be here, and she isn't, so.
Do we have their budget? Do we have his budget?
Yes.
We got it last week.
Last week.
You already made copies.
But
Remember?
is that,
Did we get the expenses
Yes,
also?
last week, yep.
but we don't have the current this week's expense report? You didn't spend anything at all?
Well, we don't have it up to the,
Because usually we get it every.
We got it for
year.
6 months.
yeah, we
We
got
got
the
the
6
6-month
months.
one.
We don't have
Moment to
two
moment.
more.
We live like this.
We
Okay.
have what's in there. We have at least 6 months to base the data off of.
Right, just was wondering, I like to figure out
We don't have it.
how much his budget he's been using, you know, and how he is as opposed to per week.
We're probably not gonna get it, if we got it last week, then I guess that's probably should do.
Oh, you'd be surprised at how they can spend in a week,
Well,
saving and salting and stuff.
I have a question going back to the protocol for budget committee. Royce mentioned that there's been some violations already. Is there anything else that we should know?
Who mentioned it?
Royce?
What violations?
He did say that before he
Yeah,
did
he
he
did.
leave?
I know he, one of the things he talked to me about on the violations, but it's in that bylaws thing. I haven't had a chance yet to look at the ordinance. But in the bylaws, the bylaws that he was handing out here, it says something about you can't talk about. So he got on
It's in the
Christine.
ordinance.
If you saw the,
It's
if you
in the-
saw the argument between him and Christine on the videotape from Monday, he thinks that by us discussing, budget committee discussing payroll amount numbers for the transfer station, that we are going against that particular part of the bylaws. That's what he's, I know, but that's what he's arguing. I know.
If we were saying something,
Right.
discuss it, if you all have the paper and you read it, it says personnel issues. We,
Right,
are limited to reviewing proposed appropriations.
yeah, I wasn't
described
agreeing with
above.
him.
It
I was
does
just saying, that's,
include the
I-
review of job performance.
Yeah, no, I told him
He was
when
wrong,
he was
yeah.
arguing with Christine that he was wrong about it, but
He is
that's what
wrong.
he's arguing with Christine,
No,
not me.
we have a right, everybody
I
has a right to know.
I know.
Thank you for agreeing with
Yeah,
that.
how
I think
much
we all
everybody
agree, I think
makes.
we all agree to that. We're not saying that
Right.
some guy up there is taking a bathroom break every 15 minutes,
Right.
and smoking
Right.
50 cigarettes.
Yeah, we're not talking about
That's-
anybody's job performance, which is
Not
what
at
it
all.
says in the bylaws,
Exactly.
you
We're
can't,
talking
but
about
that's what
hours
he's
of
arguing.
work, and that is within our scope.
We go
What they make.
look at the wages, we go over for fire and EMS, we
Right.
go over salary numbers there, it's like, it would be the same thing.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to attack anybody.
No, me either.
Right.
We're just
But I
trying to
think
get
it
to
is
the
in our
nitty-gritty.
scope, and I think everyone pretty much agrees that it is in our
Right.
scope. Okay, great, thank you for bringing it up.
you're welcome.
No problem.
Is there-
Okay, anything new? I mean, I don't know what we're gonna, next week, they have yet to have scheduled any, any budgets, so.
And they didn't do any on Monday.
I'm hoping that maybe they'll do some Monday. What's gonna happen then is that I'm gonna try real hard to get to the meeting. And then I will come on Tuesday, usually I try and get here Tuesday, and talk to Jordan and get everything printed and whatever we can, get for the next meeting. It's a kind of a hurry up thing, and I don't like doing it that way, but unfortunately, it's probably going to be the way it's going to be done. I don't know how we're gonna get through these, but we'll do the best we can until we get to the end, and maybe we'll have dinner or something. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that probably the longest one's going to be the general.
We still have approximately 14 budgets to discuss. That.
You're reading to us? Which we have nothing made.
Okay. So let's go through the motions.
Let's go through them.
We have general government.
We do.
We have elections.
Well, that's kind of general.
It is,
Yeah.
it's considered a
comes under-
subcategory, but.
It's in that budget though. but
Right.
it is.
Okay, so let's kind of match them together so we don't think, it's just so overwhelming.
Did you get your copy?
Okay, general government and elections kind of go together.
Right.
Okay, and
Legal fees.
here we
Did
did.
we do that one?
We have not done legal fees. These are the ones we haven't done. Insurance.
Yeah.
Mapping. Dispatch.
That should have kind of gone with fire, but it didn't.
That one.
Yep.
Sorry. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
been a long day.
Right, you are.
CMP no spray. We're doing highway tonight. Hydrant, which that's an easy one.
Yeah.
General assistance.
Yeah.
Relief agency. Cemetery.
Mm.
We did not do annual festival. And of course, there's also CIP, capital improvement.
Okay. They haven't done annual, did she go to the meeting?
They've been there, but I don't think we.
She came in on Monday and she pretty much laid out everything that they have, their planning and what they're working on. But I asked her, I said, well, gee, while you're here, we had time before everybody come in. I said, do you happen to have your budget papers with you?
She doesn't.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
She wasn't prepared. She didn't think
Okay.
she was discussing that.
I was hoping that
She
maybe.
said she's ready to go whenever they call her though.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right,
yeah.
good.
Those are getting shredded.
Thank you.
All of them.
He just took one.
where's that gavel?
Sorry. So,
I'm very confused.
no, what's the drop dead date again?
Well, let's see, nomination, from what I talked to Dylan, nomination papers, you can pick them up on the 13th,
Of
this month.
this month.
So that would put 45, what is it, 45 days?
Yep.
So that's March, March 24th, yeah, March 25th.
It's a,
It'll be on the election is
It'll be in
the
Monday.
13th of this
Can
week.
you help me out here?
And then the elections will be, I think, on the 9th.
I'm just.
I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm
Still
with
with
that.
that.
Probably the 22nd of March.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
But our date needs to be before that.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
That's just nomination paper, so if everything else is done,
We've got basically a month.
So when, from experience here, when would normally all this stuff have to go to print essentially?
cannot go to print until nomination papers are in, because you
So-
have candidates.
And what do they do?
I believe it's gotta be March 27th. It's okay.
Okay.
So if we could get done like the week before would be great.
So what would that date be?
Well, I mean, if you look at these budgets, a lot of these are little, they're one-liners, so it's,
They
It
can
should.
pretty much go through those pretty easy.
Oh,
I think.
and yeah, this
General
was,
government.
There's probably not many changes in some of them.
27?
No.
I'm sure CMP knows probably gonna stay within the same amount.
Oh, do.
Hi, you're still.
We're in February.
Well, that might be your February.
February, I want you in the right month.
Yeah, you gotta be in the right.
No, you went
Fine.
down that way. So the drop dead date for budget is
About March
3/27, 20th.
Well, that's nomination paper, so, yeah.
So we'd say, I would say that would be,
Yeah,
we've
just
gotta
put
be
it doesn't
done.
have one.
We've gotta
So
be done.
that's really our drop dead date then, right?
Yeah, well, we can't drop dead until they
I
do.
second.
That's not what we want.
I don't like that term.
I didn't sound very well, it just,
So,
we can't until they do.
Uh-oh.
So is the target, so the target date is 3/27.
I like that.
Do we give Ben the floor?
Target date for
Target.
printing.
Ben, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Laura might be able to help me too a little bit, but that's your drop dead date for nomination papers.
Yeah.
But this, and I just walked in, so I apologize. But, so you're saying you would vote on the budgets here, but they still need to go through and be printed out. There's still a lot of work, so.
But she can't do that till the 27th, as far as going to the printer.
Yeah.
But I mean, these wouldn't be ready, so am I wrong in saying that maybe a week ahead of that even would be smart?
In a perfect
Today would be
world,
better.
But I mean, that's gonna put a lot of pressure on.
I have dealt with budgets for many years,
Right.
and that sometimes doesn't happen.
So, well,
I mean, because you're gonna be voting here, which is gonna go back to the select board, possibly to be a separate vote later on. You're missing days in between.
And we gotta have a meeting, but really, these little budgets, and I don't mean they're little, but I mean they're one-liners, it's not like highway, general government will be the biggest in-depth
All right,
one,
so-
I would think.
I mean, between highway tonight and general government, those are our last two.
I would say that as they're punching them out, I will get the budgets from them and we'll punch out the same ones. That's the best I can say, because I don't know what their schedule is. And I'm not sure that they do either, because so much is coming out. Maybe they'll do.
No one's drinking one right now.
I know. Well, the meeting with you guys tomorrow night, but Christine may still be sick, so maybe they can do one before, but they won't. Yeah.
so we're saying that our target date in a perfect world is March 13th.
That would be correct.
Okay.
13th, that was not a Friday. Just gives me the.
No, that was last one.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
Okay.
Is there any other new business that anybody has? No?
No?
Well, really? Oh, we rolled right through this today.
We got our act together.
Yeah. Well, we got our papers last week.
That was one of the things that I was.
It was good to get them on a week before we used to.
Right, but I shouldn't, if it's contracted out, it
I
should be
think
on
I
the payroll.
stand corrected.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, my
I don't know.
apologies
I
to all
guess
of
it's
you.
just me, I
I
just
thought
like
I
things
had-
moving along.
That's fine.
Apparently, I think that was our
We
going, I
discussed
think
it.
that was our beginning draft.
It was, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was, is the beginning graph. Yep.
To give us to error.
We read through a few of them, and that was one of them we went through.
There you go.
So does everyone have the ordinance now?
Yes.
You still don't have a copy?
No.
Do you need more copies?
Wait a minute.
Do you need?
The ordinance, not a
Well, I've got one to make a copy of.
Laura, that's the one, right?
Yes.
Laura has it
I'll
right.
tell you how you tell which one.
Well, this is yours, I think.
Yeah, you can take it apart.
Yep, this one's signed.
Yeah, as long as it's a signed one. Let me go and sign it.
Here,
This one is already a
All right, how many copies do we need, please?
And that's the ordinance, I have.
Yes, yeah. One, you have the right one. One, two, three, four.
I got it on my computer now, so.
Four, and make that one for you.
Yes.
Yeah, just be safe. Be on the safe side.
Yes.
When I first did it,
So you got some on
18, 19.
Last year.
I'll go over last
That's one time they called the chief.
Maggie helped me, and she helped me so much.
The selectmen, they said, we'll pay for this. It was good.
If we could go off the record for just a few minutes, can we just go off the record? I make a motion to go off the record right now.
I'll second it.
All in favor?